Welcome back. In this video we're going to be working on the Gundam head now. We're slowly making our way to the end of this Mech modeling tutorial. I'm going to work on the head now, so I'm just going to hide these. Like my doing me some trouble again. So I'm just going to have to manually go into display, hide selection. There we go. Oh, I had the caps lock on, sorry. You want to make sure you don't have caps lock on, otherwise I'll prevent you from using any hotkeys. So this is what we're going to work on now, the headpiece. So you notice now this time I won't be using box modeling, I'll be using my my regular method of modeling, and that's edge modeling. So this created a polyplane, rotating x by 90, I'm just knocking down the subdivision width and height to 1. So just one face now, one polygon. So I'm just sliding it into position. Let's switch to the split screen view now for this. So I'm going to slide the entire poly back a bit. So we're going to work on this back region of his head. This bit that wraps all the way around. That it starts up on the side and wraps all the way around. So we're just scaling everything up so it's roughly the right size, and we're just moving this one edge back. So we're just going to extrude. We're just going to keep extruding edges until we get the right shape to it. Just select those width and just slid them back so it's a little bit more rounder. And select the entire thing and just sliding it to the side of it. So it's going to be about I think around 5 extrusions in total. I think 5 extrusions should be enough to get the shape we're looking for. So this is the second extrusion. So you notice that whenever I extrude, I'll shape the new geometry we've created. So this is the third extrusion now. Again, I want to shape it. I want to get that roundness to it. Like I said, every time you add new geometry, you always have to shape. So that's exactly what I'm doing. It's the fourth extrusion. I think a couple more. I think maybe another 2 more should do the trick. Yep, 2 more should definitely do it. Okay, 3 more. Just trying to keep everything as even as possible. There we go, we got that nice roundness to it. We're just going to have to tweak these now. The reason I like this technique is because every piece of new geometry you create using this technique, it's always being used for something, rather than take a default shape and slice into it with the polygon split polygon tool or edge loop tool. Is using them, but using this way you'll have a custom made shape rather than start with something with the default shape. Though that being said, I could have just started off with a cylinder. Probably would have been quicker, but you always think of better things after you've done it. So I would have seen 30 two edge loops. You can see from the side view, it has kind of like an arrow type shape to it from the side. Just trying to get that and round these off a bit. Just panning around, just trying to make sure everything's looking okay. Like I said, this headpiece may look like it's made from one object, but for this tutorial, I'm just going to model them as separate pieces. It's just easier that way, rather than just trying to smash everything out from one object. Just doing it this way, you've got it's just easier. It's more that's what I'm looking for. It's easier to digest, just breaking it down into simple components rather than just taking one big shape and just trying to force the shape, force it into, force it into shape. I was doing some more tweaking here. So what I've done now, I've selected all these faces and I'm gonna extrude out. We want to give some thickness to it. Because it's a kind of fighting robot, I imagine it's just kind of armor plating to protect his neck joint. So that's probably what it is. Just think it gets shot from the back. I imagine the people who designed it wouldn't want any exposed areas, so that's probably what it's used for. So what I did there was just delete those side faces, because we're only working on one half. We're gonna duplicate over the other half. I'm just gonna scale in these verts, line them up, and just snap them to the center of the grid using X, the grid snap. You can really see now how quickly it's starting to take shape. Got that nice shape to it now. See, I'm one of these people who likes to use the polygons he's got to the fullest. I don't really like adding in divisions unless I have to. It's just simply because the fewer polygons you have, the easier it is to control. I'm just selecting these faces here. Actually, I'll select the birds instead. Just notice they're a little too round off. They're a little too round. Just gonna turn that back. Because you can see from the image, they don't seem to be as round. So I just wanna try and get that. Just gonna scale those center birds now. Because if you look at the image, there's these two indented areas at the front that are being separated by a piece here. So I'm just trying to line it up with that. So I'm going to select these faces here and do what we did before, just extrude in and scale in uniformly and then extrude in a couple more times. I think we'll do it 2 more times now. To an extrude in now. Here we go. Now we're extruding again. This time we're pushing in once. And one last time now. So that's 4 extrusions this time around. So the first 2 we extruded and scaled in for the first 2, and for the last 2 we extruded and pushed in. There we go, got that inner cavity thing going on. As you can see now, it's very easily you can create complex shapes just from using simple commands. So just snap the center, the pivot point to the center of the grid. There we go. We got this back protect area. It didn't even take us that long. So I just brought back all the other pieces. I just want to check its relationship with everything else, making sure it's looking okay. So what we're going to do now is going to work on this main helmet type piece. So we're going to start off the same way we did with the back piece. We're going to start off with a simple plane. Like I said, all this with this part of the tutorial, we're gonna just simply model over using the edge extrusion technique. So you can see from the reference images are slightly off. Anyway, I'm just gonna knock down the subdivisions to 1, so it's 1 polygon again. I'm just gonna rotate an X by 190. Sorry, 180. Just adjusting the widths. So snapping these widths to the center of the grid. So move these widths up now. What we're going to do is going to select these edges and we're going to extrude downwards. I think we'll extrude 8 times. Here's the second extrusion. Just tweaking the widths every time I make an extrusion. Excuse me. Like I said, for the helmet, it looks like a very complex shape, but once you see how it's constructed, you'll see how it really doesn't take much effort to create it. Just using simple techniques will give you very good results. The only thing is, I wouldn't say it's difficult as it is more time consuming. It just takes a lot of point tweaking. You'll notice I'll create things and I'll tweak constantly to match up with the images. That's what it is. A lot of your time is spent on just tweaking. You can see here I'm just trying to get I'm trying to go for trying to keep it as evenly spaced as possible. So just making my way all the way down. I think that should do the trick. I'm selecting these widths, sorry, not widths, edges. So I'm just selecting the bottom one actually. It's an extrude. Just like we did the back here, we're gonna go for the same technique. I'm just gonna keep extruding until we get that round look to it. So I'll just move the entire object back a little. I'm just scaling it in a little, just a tad. Trying to keep everything as nice and even as possible. I'm just gonna do the same thing as before, but it's gonna keep extruding it all the way around. I'm just tweaking the edges in the front to match up with the front image. Just scaling the width in to line them, and we'll use the grid snap. Oops, snapped it to the side by mistake. And tweak these bits. I'm just going to slide them down a little. Next, there we go. So just tweaking more bits. So again, it's going to extrude, keep extruding. I'm going to switch that to the top down view now. Just going to try and give it that nice curved look to it now. Selecting the verts and it's sliding to the side. Just trying to give it that nice gradual curve to it. It's looking a little off here, so I'm just going to have to tweak those a bit. Select these four verts and slide into out a bit. There we go, it's looking much nicer. You can see now everything's really starting to take shape. You can use this for any you can use this technique for creating anything, whether it's a hat or if you're doing organic modeling, this technique works excellent. So I'm just doing a couple more extrusions until I meet the center, and just snap it to the grid. Sorry, snapping it to the center of the grid. Just gonna do a couple more tweaks. See, every time you add a edge loop, some more geometry, you have to go in and tweak it. You just want to get that nice curve to it. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it isn't too difficult to create this header-piece. The only thing you'll spend most of your time doing is just tweaking words. That's what it is. The actual modeling process itself is very simple. So just delete the history. Started to distract me, so just got rid of it. But now that I have the top area and the side area done, I'm just gonna just fill in the gaps. That's how simple it is, really. keep extruding. It's not actually, it's not looking the way I'd have hoped it would. So now I'll go back a couple steps. It's like I've been saying all along, don't be afraid to try different things out. If one way doesn't work, just go back to the drawing board and try a different way. It's a learning experience. So I'm just thinking about what route to take from here. And selecting these faces. These I'm gonna select these top faces and just delete them. Don't really like it, so what I'm gonna do is just gonna select this edge and I'm just gonna make my way all the way down. I think this will give me the much this will give me a much better result. So same thing as before, extruding and just tweaking the width. Yeah, I'm getting a much better result with this. So I'm going to tweak some of these bits because you can see they're not matching up with the reference images. Typical. Just simple, just sliding them back. Yep, everything's looking nice now. Excuse me. So I'm gonna have to tweak these bits because they're not looking too straight. So first I'm gonna just snap these and just merge them. That brings one complete object. So we're gonna do now is just fill these gaps, these remaining gaps. So I'm just gonna extrude and make my way all the way around. So I'm just gonna extrude, make my way around, and just try and match up with the bottom areas. Like I said, very simple techniques, but most of the time will be spent on this tweaking stuff. I'm just gonna snap the verts together. I find that a lot of tutorials try to overcomplicate things, but you'll find in this one I just try and keep everything as simple as possible. Like I said, simple shapes, just taking a simple shape and just tweaking a couple of things here and there will give you amazing results. But this is just one technique, there's a whole bunch of techniques. So what I just did there was use the pentapolygon tool. I'm just gonna insert edges because this way is much faster rather than just extruding in bit by bit. I just take one big clump and just add some edge loops. There you can see I'm just gonna snap them. It's much faster. gonna have to do some more tweaking here. Let's merge all the bits first. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna slide these down. I'm just doing some more point tweaking here. This is what I'm make sure everything's looking nice and straight. So I'm gonna have to tweak these out. I'm gonna have to slide them out next. So that nice rounded look to it. That's all it is. Just taking a vertex here and just sliding them about. And once you get the hang of it, modeling stuff just becomes easier. With that being said, once you get good, you don't just stop. It's a constant thing. You have to keep learning new techniques and like anything really, you have to keep practicing it in order to become even better. Once you get good, you don't just stop and put everything away. You have to keep learning. So I'm just pushing these bits out. Like I said about the whole learning process, even now, I still go on various different forums and purchase books and DVDs in order to expand my knowledge. So I just got this little bit to fill in now. I'm just thinking about what route to take now. I'm just using the pen polygon tool. Same thing here. So just delete the edge there and just use the pen polygon tool, give me a quad. So what I'm going to do is add 2 splits here, horizontal splits. Open it like that. I just undid a couple steps. I'm just going to delete my history again, start to distract me. Snap these bits. I'm just going to pull them out so they match up with the rest of the shape. So just insert an edge loop here. Oops. I'm going to snap these verts now. Excuse me. I'm going to select the verts and just merge them. I have to tweak these. You can see now we're getting there slowly. So I'm just trying to see. I'm just cutting some more edge loops. Same thing as before, just picking the width and just the width snapping them to the corresponding width. Remember the width snap key is activated just by holding down um, the V key on the keyboard. Excuse me. Smoothing everything again. So I just inserted on it here so everything matches up. Because I noticed we had more parties and more edges on one side than the other. See here how everything should line up now. Use the pen polygon tool. There we go. Now it's much better. Look, everything's lining up now. All quads. Just have to, see a couple of loops here. Excuse me. Just do the same thing as we've been doing it. Every time just tweaking the widths. So I'm just gonna have to wet snap everything now. Get everything to be nice and neat. Slowly getting there now. There's a little bit of a gap here, so just thinking probably just append it. Yep, that's a quad. So now I have to insert another edge loop here. So if we append these two now, we should get all quaded model. Append the polygon tool then. Oops. One last time. There we go. We got the main helmet part done now. We're just gonna have to do some more tweaks because it's looking a little messy. I think everything seems to be lining up pretty nicely, but I'm just gonna have to just tweak everything, just get it nice and straight. I'm just gonna go in and just straighten out some of the edges. Just straightening off, just selecting the bit and use the scale tool. I'm gonna tweak these just using the transform tool. It's tweaking individual words now. So now I'm going to go into the side view and just tweak some of these from the side view. So you can see everything's being done in real time. So all the tweaks you're seeing now are probably the same ones you'll have to make. Didn't skip any parts yet. Everything you're seeing is what's usually expected from 3D modeling. Just a bunch of tweaking. I mean, I could have just pressed pause and tweaked away and added edge loops behind the scenes, but if I did that, you would have missed out on a large portion of the DVD. I mean, the video, sorry. I mean, there's some tutorials out there that I know that skip parts like this, but when they do the person following will usually have a hard time trying to guess what changes they made, because the overall shape will look completely different to what they did prior to the tweaks they made. So that's the whole point. I'm showing you all the tweaks. Should you have to make the same tweaks, you can just follow along. You can see now it's really starting to take shape now. Everything's looking nice and crisp. Oops. That's the thing about me. I'm one of those people that has to get all the verts to look nice and as straight and even as possible. Just taking a look at it from all angles. See, just getting that one last bit. We've got that nice shape to it now. Just notice some of these bits are mad lines, so we'll have to fix those real quick. So I'm just selecting these edges here. I'm just going to extrude out the remaining portion of the helmet. Oops. Just gonna slide these bits down. Just using the lines on the reference mixer again to tell me how far I should be going. Just gonna do the same thing here. Just gonna select these. Oops. Just gonna select these edges here and just gonna extrude out a couple times. Get this front portion of the helmet. Tweaking the words again. And we're gonna another extrusion. Again tweaking the words. One last extrusion now. There we go. Just going in and just manually tweaking the words now. It is a little laborious doing it like this, but this has to be done. It's one of those things. There are far worse things you could be doing than this. Plus, on top of that, once you really get into modeling, you'll notice that time just flies by. So even though you're watching this tutorial and thinking it's taking long, when you're actually doing it yourself, really doesn't seem like that much time has passed. This seems like a short period. So, well, until you look at the clock, and then I've noticed that a couple hours have gone by. That's when it sets in that how much fun you can have just simply modeling. I'm just tweaking these words now. You can really see now the shapes really starting to come along. Let's take a look at it from all angles, make sure it's looking okay. Just notice a little bit of stuff. I think just notice a couple of things I need tweaking here. Just selecting the edges here and just pushing inwards. Because if you look at the front view, it kind of side view actually comes up covers quite wraps around the front part a little bit more. So I just wanted to line up with the reference images as best as possible. So I just noticed by doing that, I pulled the shape out of the helmet out of shape a little bit, so I'm going to have to do some minor tweaks. I'm just looking at everything again. I'm just going to select these faces and I'm going to extrude out just to give that thickness now. There we go. Really starting to look nice. Everything's lining up. You can see just how by taking the time out to tweak some of the words, you get a really good shape. So all I'm doing now is just selecting all these faces here. I'm just going to delete them. Because like I said, time and time again, you always want to make sure you delete these side faces. Because we're going to duplicate over to the other side and merge them. And you don't want those because they'll create that nasty crease. I'm just checking it in side view the reference images. Just sliding them out a bit more. Okay, I only did that. I think I did it. I overdid the. Didn't really like the shape. Getting a little bit of madness going on at the bottom, so we're going to have to fix that. Even though you can't see these, like I said, I'm one of those people that tweak everywhere. If you don't want to tweak them, you don't have to. Just me. It's not like anybody's gonna see those words at the bottom. I just got one of those things with having to make everything as perfect as I can possibly get them. Slightly back in exhibit. That's much nicer now. Like I said, everything's being done in real time. I'm not adding any edge loops behind the scenes. What you're seeing is exactly what you'll be experiencing yourself. I'm just oops, this gonna send it to preview, snap it to the center to grid, and duplicate over. I think that's the best way to learn, is to show the entire process as a whole rather than um, cut and paste things together like some websites do. It's looking real nice now. We got a good shape to it. We got the back part of the helmet done. We got the main part of the helmet done. It's far from finished, but you can see that it's really starting to take shape. So just zoom in real quick here. Let's check its proportions with the reference image. I'm just gonna delete this front part. Don't really like the shape of it. I just thought of a better way of doing it. I'm just gonna use the pen polygon tool to fill these gaps. I'm just taking a look at stuff. To me it's looking way too high poly, so I'm just gonna get rid of some loops. I think I can do much better than this, because it isn't really offering as you can see there. It really doesn't make too big a difference. Just getting rid of that edge loop. Like I said, I'm one of those people who uses the polygon tab to the best of their ability before I add more edge loops. You can really see, it really hasn't made too big a difference. This means I have to tweak a couple of bits here and there. Like I said, use the polygons effectively. See, it's more the shapes being retained. Like I said in I think a couple of videos back, the more your models are optimized, the less time you'll spend on rendering them out. I mean, if you've got edge loops that aren't really offering anything in terms of shape or form, why keep them? Just a waste of time, really. That's the whole point of using the polygons and edge flow effectively. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could add another 100 edge loops, but that wouldn't really add anything in terms of shape. Just use what you've got, and when you've used them up and feel that you can't get any more out of them, then that's when you insert new edge loops. I'm just tweaking some of this, trying to get some of the roundness back. You can see it hasn't really made too much of a difference getting rid of that loop. Sorry. The only thing it means is that I have to go back and tweak some of the verts now. Which isn't really too big a deal. It's just if you got like a minute or so, just a couple of minutes tweaking. I'm selecting all these verts here and just to pull them out. Actually, select these by mistake, so I'm just going to fix these. There we go, I got that roundness back now. Switch to the top down view now. To fix these. Some more poly pushing. Just trying to get the even spacing. I'm just gonna have to clean this up here, it's looking a little nasty for my liking. Oops, just brought back the reference image. So let's just check everything out, just to make sure everything's looking okay. Yeah, it's not looking so bad. So now I'm going to recreate this front piece again. I'm just selecting these faces here. As you can see, I got a couple inner verts that need tweaking, but I'll tweak those later on. So I'm just gonna pull this bit out rather than extrude out bit by bit. I just decided to pull out the entire thing and then just insert some edge loops. Just faster that way. I mean, there's a whole bunch of ways you could do it, but this is just one technique. So you got some madness going on here. I have to tweak that. I'm just undid a couple steps. Just checking out that just pan around just to make sure nothing was looking okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna create the top part, this mohawk type thing coming out the top of his helmet. We'll get back to the front area in a little while. Like I said, I don't really like if I get stuck on one area, I'll come back to it at a later time. Let's move on to the areas that'll be less troublesome. So I'm just gonna create this mohawk thing. So what I'm doing this now is just gonna select the faces, the corresponding faces. I'm just gonna extrude up. This bit similar to the leg area we created. You're just going to extrude up and just create the shape and just pull the verts to the right corresponding area. So I'm just scaling, flattening them out. I'm just going to just go to wireframe, sorry, X-ray mode, and just pull the verts out so they match up with the image. Just going to have to tweak the verts to get that more rounded look to it. Just quickly enter that. Actually, let's redo it again. It looked a little odd to me, but we'll get rid of these faces. That's what was causing the problem. And get rid of that face as well. I'm going to use the pen polygon tool to fill this gap real quick. It's what I've been saying all along. You'll do something one way and just figure out a better way of doing something. So that's exactly what happened here. I just took a look at it and just thought of a better way of doing it. More efficient way of doing it rather. So I'm going to tweak these bits. Just going to make a quick save now. You can see we got most of it done anyway, so everything after this will be very simple. Just notice a couple of these bits out of place. I'm just going to tweak them. Just going to go back to X-ray mode again. And just tweak this mohawk thingy. I'm just taking a look at it from all angles. Just notice we got an inner face here. So I'm going to have to definitely get rid of that, otherwise it's going to cause a lot of trouble. Actually, it looks like we've got a couple here. I'm going to have to get rid of those real quick. I have no idea how that happened. So I'm going to have to get rid of them. You want to be careful of stray faces like that. They often do cause a lot of trouble for you. So make sure I have the right one selected. Yes, I do. I'm just going to delete this one as well. Delete these side ones as well, so I can just get a better look at stuff. There we go, got rid of all the ones that were giving me trouble. I'm gonna have to use the pen polygon tool to fill this one in. Must have extruded out more than I anticipated. It's a common mistake to make, so don't worry about it. It happens. I'm just gonna go back to tweaking everything now. Now that I've deleted all the other faces. Excuse me. I'm just going to try and round this up a little more. Just using the edges effectively. It's just the way you position them. Really, if you position them the right way, then you'll get a good look to them. Just notice there. Just need to pull them out. Need to pull them out a little bit. There we go. It's nice and aligned. Excuse me. Now I'm going to tweak these now. It's been eating me up inside. Fix these bits. I'm just panning around now. Make sure we don't have any stray vertices or anything. Everything's looking nice. So just put the image plane back in. So what I did there was just pulled all the verts back to match up with the reference image. I'm just going to select all these faces here and just going to pull out to create this cap type area on the front. This flap, I mean. Excuse me. Same thing as before, just extruding all the way out. Scale everything in, just get them nice and straight. We're almost at the finish line now in regards to the cap. Not much longer to go. Once we get the overall shape down, it just basically boils down to just tweaking the verts, and that's it. It's taking shape. It's looking a little nasty as usual, but like I said, most things usually do. It's just one of those things where you have to go in and tweak to get things looking nice. It's like I mentioned a couple of videos back about the artist analogy. You don't get amazing results from one brush stroke. It takes millions of strokes to get something to look nice. Same thing applies with 3D as well. You don't get nice results just by making one extrusion. It takes a lot of excuse me, pushing verts back and forth until you get something that looks nice. So don't let it put you off if you create something and it doesn't look amazing right off the bat. It's just one of those things where you have to go in and tweak until you get something, until you make it look good. So I'm just tweaking this way, yeah. Get everything to look nice and straight. I mean, nice and inline. Excuse me. I'm just rotating it, just trying to see if everything's okay. I'm gonna have to tweak these a little bit. They look like they're out a little too much. Make sure I don't have anything selected. Anything else selected, sorry? Let's pull these verts back. So just inserting another edge loop there, just so I can just give you a little bit more roundness to it. That's much nicer now. Like I said, once I've used all the polygons I have effectively, that's when you can add some more edge loops. Excuse me. I'm just trying to get it to match up with the front image. I'm just gonna have to tweak these. I have to tweak this figure. I just noticed I must have pulled it down accidentally. So it's gonna freeze transformations. It's looking pretty nice now. We're gonna have to add all the little some of the smaller details now to it. Now that they've got most of it done. See, it's matching up nicely now. So I'm just gonna bring everything back to see it's how it matches up with all the other stuff. Just notice it's looking a little strange. I'm gonna have to fix those. I'm gonna tweak those words because it looks more like a heart shape from the top. I'm gonna have to fix these so it straightens out. There we go. Get rid of this. I'm just gonna duplicate over. Control D to duplicate and just -1 in X. Oops. Make sure you duplicate it. Nope, it doesn't seem to have duplicated. Let's do it again. Control D. Yep, it's duplicated. No. Okay, we'll duplicate over that side later on. As long as we fix those spray vertices, it's okay. So what we're gonna have to do now is create this indented area now on the top. Now that we've got the main bulk of the helmet done. So just like before, we're gonna extrude and scale in. Extrude and scale in again. We're gonna get rid of these faces on the side. We don't need them. And select all these verts on the side and use the scale tool to align them and just snap back to the center of the grid. Notice that these faces are slightly off, so I'm going to have to fix those. I'm just fixing these bits at the front, give you a little bit more round look to it. Sorry, not round, but a little bit more curved look to it. Going to select into all these words and it's going to scale in again. Snap back to the center of the grid. I'm just going to finish off this bit now. Now I'm going to select this face and I'm going to extrude in twice. Just once. And again. That's it. I'm going to get rid of these interfaces. See now, so everything's starting to come together now. So we're going to have to create the indented part on the front part helmet here. So same thing as before. So now extrude and scale in. Extrude and scale in again. And extrude one more time and push in. And again, that's it. That's 4 times in total. You can really see how it's taking shape now. Just notice these birds need tweaking. Just taking a look at it to make sure it's okay. It's looking much nicer now. Still got a couple more pieces left to do on this helmet. What we're going to do now is work on this diamond type shape that comes out from the front of the helmet. So what I've done now is just select these 2 faces and it's going to extrude out. I'm just going to push everything into position. Let's just look at everything from all angles. Let's go back into perspective view. I'm just trying to figure out the best route from here now. So I'll just pull those widths forward a bit to give me that more, to give it a more diamond looking shape to it. And see now how quickly things are coming together now. Just I've noticed something. Can't do that here, otherwise if we move those weights there, it's gonna mess those up here. And the mohawk area. No, that's not gonna fix it. Let's see what it looks like. So I didn't really like those, so I'm just gonna delete these faces here. What I'm gonna have to do is insert I might have to insert an edge loop to separate these pieces. So we'll get rid of these faces here. I'm just gonna fix everything again. Oops, stop. There we go. So the main problem was we didn't have an edge loop separating that diamond type piece from the mohawk piece. So what we're gonna have to do is insert an edge loop to give us that separation. That way we can tweak the diamond without messing up that mohawk thing. So we're just tapering it off a little bit. So now we're gonna add the edge loop I was talking about. And space everything out so everything's nice and even. Get rid of this face real quick. Now I'm going to select these two faces and just extrude them out just like before, just to get that diamond shape going on. You can see now just how adding that edge loop made a tremendous amount difference. Everything seems to be matching up much better now. Oops. I'm starting a couple of words by mistake. You can see now how the tree is starting to take shape now. Like I said, if you try one thing and you don't get what you're looking for, just try a different technique. Or yeah. So I just want to move these verts down a little bit. Just get them more in the center. No problem. It's messed up with all from the side, but this tweaking a couple of verts should fix that. So what we're doing now is going to create this horned area. So what I did was to select that face and just extrude out. Just going to scale it in. That's how simple. That's as simple as it is. So I'm just going to go to the side view and just slide it back a bit. Using the rotate tool now. I'm just gonna manually just put it into shape. You can really see now how it's taking shape. There's a couple of things here that need tweaking. It's got this nasty looking front part, but that's just we're just a couple of tweaks away from having a nice looking model. So let's tweaking this some more. Let's tweaking some more bits now. It's gonna move this into position. So we're gonna scale it in and scale up first. Sorry, yeah, scale it first. I'm just looking at more directions. Just going to fix these inner parts real quick. Let's duplicate over this the half. You can see Africa's hole now. It's looking real nice. All the edge folds looking good. Gotta fix this one little spray word I must have missed before. Let's freeze in transformation, deleting type history. So there's one last bit now we gotta do, and then we're done with the helmet. We're edging closer and closer to the finish line now. So if you look at the front, he's got this circular type thing on the front. So that's what we're gonna have to do now. So very simple to create. We're just gonna turn on back face culling so we can work on the front without the back faces obstructing our view. That's a little better, but actually we'll just turn off. We'll just that didn't really help all that much. So we'll just turn back on turn off X-ray mode, and we'll just use the left side to work from. This from creating, so I'm going to create a diamond shape now. Just do the split polygon tool. You notice that it creates it will create n-gon. So to resolve this, let's create a split from the middle to the corner of the n-gon, and you'll get a quad. As you can see now, I'm just making my way around. You can see it's all quadded now. And what this also gives us is the polygons we need to round out the form. Because if you look at the picture, it's a rounded shape, it's a more circular shape. But what you're going to have is a diamond shape, so we're just going to have to pull the vertices until we get that more rounded circular look to it. Like I said, it's very simple to do. For the most part, the mech itself is mostly quadded. I think the only tries we have are on those. I think it's 4 tries on the foot, and that's it. Everything else is fully quadded. So you can see here we got that nice looking clean rounded shape. Just looking at it from all angles, making sure it's looking good and lining up with the reference image, which it does. So I'm just going to select them and just put them down just put them down ever so slightly. Because I just thought it's just a little too high. So just scaling down a little bit and just sliding down. There we go. It's been matching up nicely now. Seems to be a little bit of polygon penetration. I must have accidentally selected that vert. Just make sure I don't have anything else selected. So what we're going to do now is select these faces and I'm going to extrude in. I'm just going to extrude, I'm sorry, it's going to fix these verts a little bit more. So same thing as before. Whoops, I've got a couple selected there. You want to be real careful of that. So I've got these faces selected. I'm just going to extrude in. So I'm going to extrude and scale in. And extrude and push in this time. Just push in just a little bit. There we go. Now we've got that circular type cavity going on. I'm just going to adjust some of these verts. So everything seems to be looking okay. Just made a quick save here. Just going to delete my type history. I'm just going to check it from all angles again. Make sure it's lining up with the reference image. I'm just going to duplicate it, Control D, and scale in by X by -1, and there we go. We've got a nicely modeled helmet, and it seems to be looking pretty damn good. It's matching up with everything else. We've got good green lines. Just notice that this back protective piece is a little out. It should be more. It should be a little bit more flushed with the helmet. So I'm just gonna have to push those inverted off closer. That's much better. So I'm just gonna have to push these ones now. It will be easier to so it's looking okay, but I think the pivot points out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, fine. There is. The pivot point is out. So snap the pivot point back to where it was originally. Just snap it to the center of the grid. There you go. I think I got pushed these bits in a bit, so I'm just gonna have to push them out. There we go. That's looking much nicer. And now you can see why I'm constantly bringing back the original pieces, just to make sure that everything's together nicely. Making sure there's no obstruction of polygons. Make sure there's no polygon penetration or nothing. So I'm gonna have to tweak these inner bits. So I must have accidentally moved them. No big deal. Just a couple of tweaks here and there, and we should fix everything. So just hit everything real quick. I'm just gonna fix this over here. Seems like I've got too many exclusions here for some reason, so I'm gonna have to fix these. Actually, it's okay. Just must have when I tweet when I was pushing them, they must have slid on top of each other. So let's see. Everything seems to be okay now. I'll just do some more tweaks here and there. Excuse me. Everything seems to be looking okay now. So bring everything back. There we go. Now it's looking nice. So let's duplicate over the other side. So there we go. We got the entire helmet piece done. Now all we have to do now is work on the main mask type front area. So it's looking at it, panning around, make sure it's okay. Everything seems to be lining up with the reference images. It's looking nice and sweet now.